Hello once again. We are in the core people skills training, and we are moving to social psychology, which deals with people's interconnections. Conflicts are probably the most interesting part of social psychology. Traditionally, conflicts are viewed as something negative, particularly Project Management Institute suggests avoiding conflicts. The interactionists say that the conflict brings some positive influence. For instance, every change may be perceived as a conflict. We cannot resist new technologies completely. For example, even Amish people use technology at some extent. So from the interactionist point of view, technological development will be a positive outcome of these technology conflicts. The resolution-based views are probably the most balanced, and even Thomas Jefferson formulated very nicely in his Change in the Government speech. Obviously, outcomes define negativity and positivity of particular conflict. I show the conflict process on the right, and the decision to behave in a particular way depends on intentions of every side to handle this particular conflict. And this slide represents the spectrum of those intentions. This matrix will be repeated a few times later. I will use different names for the quadrants, of course, not to confuse you, but to explain the idea under different angles. I understand that competing or avoiding are self-explanatory terms. One side may conform to another side, or another side may conform to the first. This is why conforming appears twice. A compromise is something in between. Every side compromises something in order to get something in return. Collaborating is creating mutual solutions, often the ones which were not proposed by, or considered by any party. And the conflict over an orange is a common example which is used widely in U.S. conflict resolution training programs. And the story goes that two children fight over an orange, and one child insists that he or she needs this orange because he or she is sick, and he or she needs vitamin C to overcome this illness or sickness. And the other child insists that he needs a rind for an orange rind for a science project. And let's say if they throw the orange out because they cannot find any solution, we will probably, or just like leave the orange as it is, probably will be competing or avoiding. And if one of the children will get the whole, for instance, by a mother or between themselves, it will be confirming. If they divide the orange in half, and each will get a half of it, it will be probably compromising. If they collaborate together and find a win-win solution in which one will get some eatable part and another child will get a rind, it will be probably the best example of collaborating. The collaborating, which tension is better? It truly depends. Collaborating is widely considered being a win-win solution, but collaborating consumes a lot of time in the process of reaching the agreement. So under some circumstances, collaborating is not like the best solution. Even in this, like every party will win, but both parties will lose some time while reaching this agreement. But at any rate, the problem or the feature of every conflict is very frequently that every person, every part considers this part to be the right one. I called self-centrism the major distortion which affects our perceptions. Since we perceive ourselves in the center of things, we are clinging to believe that our values are right ones and someone else's not as right as ours. As I promised, I utilize other terms for the same quadrants, and right now, on the right part, I name competing or avoiding as no way, accommodating I call as my way or your way, depending on the quadrant, and compromising becomes my part, your part, and collaborating is named as our way. Third parties, as judges or mediators, may be involved in the conflict. They will make it more collaborating or maybe judging. Regardless of the personal background, conflict resolutions may cause different feelings, such as I win, I lose, both win, both lose, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of a psychological attachment, always a part of the conflicts. We basically we touched briefly interpersonal behavior, and we are moving to communication. See you there.